Hey, I'm Champaign native Emily Harrington. You're watching the podcast where townies and transplants share their tales of tears and triumphs, losses and wins, proving week after week that everyone has a story to tell. Welcome to HyperLocals. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the next episode of the HyperLocals podcast. Well, I have the legend, literally the legend.
I'm not 85.
Jennifer Roscoe, I am so grateful to you that you have decided to do this and in such a quick turnaround. I know you make no big deal of it, but I'm sure it was a big deal to rearrange your schedule. So I appreciate fitting me in.
No problem.
But as I am going through this process, Dave, our lovely IT director, told me after the last one, he had notes, is what he said.
I love a good note.
I know. I don't. For this visual component of the podcast, I can do audio all day long.
Right.
But getting behind the camera is proving a lot more difficult than I expected.
What did he tell you?
He said,
curious.
Look up.
Oh.
Because it's my instinct to look down and write notes. And that's what I usually do.
Okay.
What I'm thinking about, what's upcoming, what I need to do, where my thoughts are.
While you're interviewing someone? Interesting.
So it's kind of a look down, look up.
Yeah.
So that was his big note.
Yeah, because do you usually do this in the same room with someone, or are they in a different room?
They're in the same room. I never really do Zoom, but it's by kitchen table.
Okay.
And just as you said when you got in here, this is a whole thing.
Yeah.
So the stress it's a little more pointed, the stress.
Well, don't be stressed about it.
Okay.
But I will say, as someone who does interview people for a living, the eye contact that you make with someone when you're interviewing them, I think is just, it's good.
Sure.
Right? Because it feels then more to the person being interviewed, the interviewee, it feels more like a conversation. So I've always taken the strategy of, if you can make that person feels totally comfortable, hey, this is just you and me, right? Yeah. Just having a conversation.
Yeah.
And if you're sitting there writing or whatever, I just think you'll get a more natural, and you'll get people to open up more.
Yeah.
And give you more good stuff.
Yeah. I do agree with that. And I've had luck in the past, having really great open conversations, but I'm going to take your advice and I'm really going to try.
We're just going to lock it. Locked in, girl.
But I want to start before we get to you really schooling me. I want to talk.
Which I am not here to do.
Oh, well, I'm here to listen.
No, we are here just to have a conversation.
I want Champaign-Urbana and the surrounding areas to get to know you on a different level during this conversation. So let's start at the beginning, because I know nothing about you except for like the public persona.
Oh, right. And
philanthropy and seeing you judge things and in different events. So,
well, just a funny aside to that, I remember long time ago, I was covering, it was a helicopter crash in WGN. This is early days. This is maybe year 1, year 2 of reporting. And people had died. WGN wanted me to do a live shot for them. And so I called my mom. My mom lives up in the Chicago suburbs. And so she never gets to see me. And I said, Mom, I said, you can watch me. I'm going to do a report for them. And I finished and I called her and I said, so what did you think? She goes, well, I mean, you really didn't smile a lot. So that's just the public persona, right?
Yeah.
She just didn't get me coming out of these very serious stories.
Sure.
And so a lot of people probably don't realize that I am, well, I don't know, Dave, I'm pretty goofy. Oh, he's not going to talk.
Well, we'll get to the questions, but one of the questions was, how do you detract from RBF? Now, when I said that in my email, did you know what that meant?
Of course.
Okay.
I have
2 daughters.
Gen Z kids. Yes.
Because that having a pleasant face when you're not smiling is a real skill.
It is something that I remember, again, early on when I started anchoring, and I would go back and watch myself. I don't do it anymore because you get what you get. I mean, but I would realize that when the other anchor would be talking, that I would have RBF.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
I mean, it would just drop. Or right before we went to a commercial, you do this, and then there would be that split second, you're still on, but you're not talking with, and my face would drop.
Sure.
And so that was a learned thing that until I absolutely know that I'm not on camera, I am always conscious of what my face is doing.
Okay, so you are at this time consciously thinking of the expression on your face.
Not in this setting, I will say.
Okay.
So probably not really, but on television, yes. This to me is just you and I sitting here having a chat.
Okay.
So I'm not really thinking about it. So I could be making RBF all day long.
And you won't care.
In this next hour, and I wouldn't know.
Okay.
You tell me.
Okay, I will.
If you see.
You have a very pleasant face.
Well, thank
very
you.
at rest. At rest.
At rest.
Yes.
Okay, that is good to know.
And so I need to adopt and think about this.
Do you think you have it?
Yes.
Really?
Bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here is what I will tell you. Any thoughts that I have about, and I can tell you that my top 10 flaws, right? Someone sitting in the room with you is not thinking you have RBF.
Okay.
It's just how you are viewing yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would not, give yourself some grace.
Okay.
I mean, you're good at talking with people, right? That's why you have this podcast and you're really good at it. The fact that you're on camera now, it means nothing.
Okay. So kind of forget about it.
Yes.
Okay.
You're going to get all in your head.
Yeah.
When I first started, I would stumble. I do it all the time now, whatever. But I was so focused on the fact that I would stumble that we would get to the first commercial break. This is what I was anchoring the news with Jerry Slade, 10 o'clock news. And I would go back and look at the scripts I just read, circle, I would count how many times I stumbled.
Oh my goodness.
Well, do you think after the commercial break I was better?
No.
No, because all I'm thinking about now is don't stumble, right?
Right.
Once I finally, and that's what you get when you do something for 3
Sure.
decades, you don't have to focus on that stuff anymore. And if I stumble and people watching or listening to this are going to go, I heard her stumble last night. Yeah, I do it all the time, but I don't think about it anymore.
Right.
Because people are still going to listen. So any mistakes that you feel you might make, you can't focus on it.
Are these expressions you make and your mannerisms, are they second nature at this point? Or are you consciously thinking when you're behind camera on the news?
That is such a good question. I would say that I think about, have I had my arm here all night, right? Or, okay, every shot that's opened, I've had it here. Okay, now I'm going to put it here. So I do sometimes still think of that.
Wow.
Because I am thinking of the newscast, just the presentation of it, and I want it to be as perfect as possible. And I want to make sure I'm giving 110. I always say, give 110 every night. I want to make sure that even though I've been doing it for a long time, I'm still focused on trying to do the best job I possibly can. So yeah, I guess I still sometimes think about that. I don't necessarily think about, okay, I'm reading this story, I have to be like this or be like this.
Sure.
Those things, I think those come more naturally probably than they did at the very beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the very beginning.
Yeah.
So you're from the Chicago.
Good segue. See, that was so good.
Transition.
I'm going to give you kudos every
Thank
time.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good transition.
You're from the Chicago suburbs.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me how you get into this profession in terms of education and why.
So when I was in high school, as a high school senior, I was a choir kid. I was in drama. I was on speech team, did all those things. And that senior year comes and you're thinking, okay, what am I going to do with my life?
Yeah.
And I knew becoming an actress wasn't going to be in the cards. I just wasn't going to try to do that. I wasn't that great at it. My speech coach, Karen Mitchell, we were having a chat about it. And she said, I don't know, Jennifer, you like to talk. You always want to be the first one to know what's going on. And you want to tell everyone what's going on.
Sure.
And as I have said before, some people call that gossip. I call it informing.
Love it.
And
love
now
it.
it's called journalism. If you're just telling things that are factual. So I realized, okay. And she said, what about doing TV news? That way you can combine your curiosity and your conversationality with what you're doing on the stage.
Okay.
And we were not a big TV news family. It would be on, but it wasn't something where we all gathered. I've had people ask me, who were your early influences in journalism? And honestly, back then as a kid, I really didn't have anybody. I mean, Channel 2 and Channel 5 and Channel 7 were on all the time at home. But so then I decided, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to the U of I because if I don't end up doing journalism, a degree from this university is going to look good no matter what I do.
Sure.
So I figured I'm going to go and try it and see what happens. And I ended up just falling in love with it. I was, at the time, I don't know what it's like now, but you had to go into LAS first and then into the College of Communications.
Okay.
As I think a junior. So I started doing the track and took the reporting classes. I had Robin Kaler as my instructor for my radio class, and she was a huge influence on my writing and how I interview and how I look at stories and what makes news. I had some Mitch Kazel in terms of production and how you shoot things. I just, being at the U of I really gave me a lot of the skills that then I was able to translate when I got an internship at Channel 3.
Okay.
The summer after my junior year.
So for all intents and purposes, you've only worked in Champaign-Urbana?
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, I walked into Dave Schall's office as a junior in college, and that was I graduated in 93 or 94. Gosh, I don't even remember, brain fog. But I walked in there and I thought it would look professional to have a briefcase. So I bought a briefcase, but I had nothing to put in it. So I had a resume. I had one piece of paper and a pen.
Love it.
In case there was a test. And I walked in and I asked for an internship and I got it. And that was it.
Okay.
And that was 33 years ago.
33 years ago. At what point do you find your husband and start a family?
So I've known him since I was in third grade.
Okay.
We went to the same grade school.
No way.
Our parents still live 3 minutes apart from each other.
Oh my goodness.
Elk Grove Village, shout out Grenz. And but we couldn't stand each other. I mean, we worked at the same little kids amusement park run by the Park District, Pirates Cove, worked there forever.
As teenagers?
As teenagers. Would always fight with each other.
Really?
Yes. And then it wasn't until the summer after my sophomore year.
Of college?
And he was transferring from UIC to the U of I. And so the timing of it was just perfect.
Wow.
And so we started dating and...
He tells you he's coming to town. He's going to transfer.
Yes. I knew he was going to, but that's not why we got together. We just... he asked me out on a date and, well, actually, I will tell you, we were at a party.
Okay.
And I kissed him.
Okay.
And he was the best kisser I had ever kissed.
Have you told him that?
Oh, yes. He knows this. He wears it as a badge of honor.
Oh, that's so
cute.
But
I kissed him and the next day we were at the bumper boat pond at Pirates Cove. And you don't know what to do, right? Because I've known this person my whole life and I kissed him and now it's just super awkward.
Yes.
And we're at the bumper boat pond and he goes, and I was asking my friends, I said, I mean, it's TJ. And they said, I mean, he's cute. And I went, is he though? I mean, because, you've gone to school with these people your whole life. And so he asked me out on a date. He said, well, should we go on a date? And I went, well, okay. It seems weird, but okay.
Sure.
And then suddenly it was this brand new person. And we it clicked. And that was in 1990.
Okay. And we will discuss this further when we get back. And we are back. Thank you so much. Everyone is telling me that I need to ease into my ad breaks. So we're just going to add that to the list. Okay.
No, but I don't want you to have a list.
Okay. I am going to improve, but that's my style, Jennifer. I'm a perfectionist. I take in stride everything you say.
So I am the same way.
Okay.
Even though I've been doing this for as long as I have been, I still appreciate, right? I will listen when people send me messages. on social media and tell me things, I don't just write it off. I think about, okay, well, is there some truth to some of the stuff they're saying, and how could I do a better job? But you can't let it bog you down.
Yeah. You just said it. I mean, it gets in your head.
It gets in your head.
And it will ruin the experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to get to that because that's one of my questions, especially with social media, how you avoid commentary from the public.
Well, you can't. I mean, I suppose I could just stay off, but because it's my job, I can't stay off of social media. We are encouraged.
Okay.
I will say I post less these days because it is so ugly. And you'll post something and there will be such negativity on something that is so dumb. Right? Everyone, I shouldn't talk in these generalities, but lots of people are offended by lots of things.
Sure.
And it's sometimes difficult to find just a happy, neutral topic that you can post about that not somebody's going to have. But there's going to be somebody who's going to have a problem with what you're doing. So I honestly post a lot less. But in terms of the stuff coming at you, I mean, I remember the days, now I'm going to sound like an old man, when I walked uphill 6 feet of snow with no shoes. But before there was social media, I remember the first time my first negative comment, I had probably been reporting for maybe a year, and someone sent a postcard. So think about the thought process. Social media has made the negativity so easy. Someone found a postcard.
Yeah.
Found a postcard stamp, which is less than first class.
Sure.
And all she wrote on there was, "Your eyebrows make you look like a witch." Now, back in 1993,
that's so rude.
Right? Devastating. Now, I do get comments.
You do?
Of course I do. And it makes me laugh. What I want to say, and sometimes I do, is, do you not think I have a mirror? Like, I know. I am 54. I know all the things that happen when you get older, right? Gosh. The problem is that now, being a woman over the age of 50 and 60 and 70, I mean, Kris Jenner is ruining it for the rest of us, right?
She just went platinum blonde, I saw.
Yes, I saw. She's got the skin of a 14-year-old. But then people will see me on television and think, okay, I remember I was in Alaska. I'm in Denali, and I post this picture because we're supposed to. Hey, here's what. And the person said, "You look old." I wrote back, "I am old," right? And that stuff doesn't bother me, but I think because of there's this whole new facelift out there now. Christina's got it, and Lindsay, and people are now expecting women of a certain age to look like that. Well, I'm not going to spend I don't have $100,000 to spend on all of that plastic surgery.
Sure.
I would rather buy new countertops.
Okay.
Right? I'm just not. Yeah. I'm not doing it.
That's where your priorities are. Sure.
Right. So you get these comments and you have to laugh at it. I laugh at it. It does not affect me whatsoever because, again, I don't have the brain capacity and to let that stuff in.
But 30 years ago, that Jennifer.
30 years ago, that was 30 years ago. I still tell that story. I mean, I tell it now because it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I still, that probably bothered me a lot. I have the eyebrows of a girl who grew up in the 90s, right? And overplucked, and they're not growing back. And what is that?
Needling?
No, the eyebrow.
Microblading?
Scares me.
Okay.
So I know all the things that could be better, but I don't have the time for it.
Sure.
I don't have the money for it. And I'm not thinking about it as much as somebody sitting in their lazy boy looking at me thinks I should be improving it.
So you keep in perspective the comments and where they're coming from.
Absolutely. And as I get older, the less I care. Okay. And that's what's great. It's an interesting dichotomy because as things start sagging more, the less I care they're sagging. So that's good.
Well, I think you look great.
Well, thank you. I'm not saying any of this to...
You do.
Get that out of you. I appreciate that.
And we'll get to the looks.
I try to drink my water.
I want to know who does your hair and makeup and outfits, styling.
Yes.
Is this all you?
Well, I don't cut my own. Rebecca over at Apatsu cuts
Okay.
my hair. She's been doing it for I know this because I was on maternity leave with Tessa. So she's cut my hair for 22 years.
Oh my gosh.
So she does my hair, but I mean, she cuts it.
Okay. You style it every day.
Yes. Makeup, I do that because please, we're in market, 90 something. Nobody's coming in to do our makeup.
There's not a glam team.
There
Okay.
is no money for that.
Okay.
No, I am my own glam team.
Okay.
I am a glam squad. I tell people one of the kind of worst things about my job is I liken this to I have to get, when you're invited to a wedding and you do put an extra effort, right?
Sure.
You're a wedding guest, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to do your hair, you're going to do your makeup, and then you're kind of exhausted.
Yeah.
That's me every day.
Really?
Monday through Friday.
Wow.
Wedding, I say I get wedding guest ready every day.
Wow.
And with women really, Dave doesn't know what any of that means, but a woman understands that.
Outfits.
Outfits.
Are you picking them? Do you get a budget, a stipend?
No.
Oh my God.
No. Yeah. I do rent the runway.
Okay.
And that helps. And you know what else? There is a Facebook group that's Newscasters Closet.
No.
And I buy used dresses off of Facebook.
That is
From strangers.
Other newscasters?
Yes. Yeah. It's just for journalists because we're all basically wearing the same Calvin Klein dress, right? In 100 different colors. And so once you know your size and the colors you should be wearing, but I also wear colors I'm not supposed to wear. I have no problem spending $20 on someone else's dress from who's going to mail it from Arizona.
Can you repeat outfits?
Yes.
Okay. Do you keep a kind of a mental log of the rotation?
No, because now I've built up enough.
Okay.
But no, I don't really. So
Okay.
yeah, you'll probably see me in something again. No, again, this brain is not enough space to worry about that.
And do people comment on your
Is that
clothes?
what you're thinking about? You shouldn't worry about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you've been on 3,000 million times, right? I'm on 3 behind the. So I'll worry about that when I get to it.
But again, that's you thinking people are going, ooh, Emily wore that in October and in August. They're not. Because okay, let me throw it back at you. Okay. Do you watch somebody else's podcast?
Yeah.
Who do you watch?
A lot of comedians, male comedians.
Oh, well, guys don't count.
Yeah.
Women.
Yeah.
If you see a woman, do you know what she was wearing?
Probably.
Really? Could you? Well, when was the last time you watched the news? I mean, do you remember what I'm wearing?
Oh, yeah. If I liked it, for sure. For sure.
Well, then if you liked it and I wear it frequently, you'll love it again.
That's true. Now, did you get your colors done?
Yes, Nicole Allen. Shout out Nicole Allen. That was a birthday gift to myself.
Okay, great.
And I did. And Kim, my friend Kim, she had done it and she raved about it. And so Nicole Allen does House of Color. Have you done it?
I have.
Oh, did you do Nicole as well?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my gosh.
I did.
So Nicole, if she listens to this, might find this funny because I have always been told, I've had consultants over the years at Channel 3, and they say, okay, no olives, no browns, that looks bad on the set. So that has been in my head that I am best in jewel tones and colors that pop and fuchsia and royal, right? And so I go to Nicole and she's draping me and she's doing all the things. And she goes, okay, you are a fall. And I sunk into my chair and was devastated. She goes, you're the most disappointed fall I've ever seen. I go, because for 20 years, I've heard that those are terrible colors on me.
On you or anyone in general on camera?
Anyone on camera, but then you think, well, then on me. So I was only wearing black.
Oh my gosh.
And like I said, the bright colors. And so Nicole encouraged me to embrace something new. And so I'm an olive.
Oh, you're an olive.
I'm an olive.
And you look great in olive.
Well, thank you. I don't have enough money to not wear, I still sometimes wear black. I still wear jewel tones. But in real life, I try to stick now to the colors Nicole told me to wear.
And do you see a difference?
I do.
Really?
I definitely get more compliments on what I'm wearing when I am in my color family.
Okay.
And Kim, my friend Kim, who I love her because she is so honest. I didn't know, you know, when you can't find something to wear, so you wear black.
Sure.
I was wearing black and she goes, yeah, that's not doing
That's
anything
not
for
your
you.
color.
And she's right. She's right.
I love it.
But everyone has so much black and only my friend Gina, who is a winter, can wear black.
Okay. Well, this is good to know. I'm a fall as well.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at us
But
in our greens.
I need to follow it more.
I know it's hard because, well, this is our season. You got to get out there shopping right now.
I know.
All the browns and the greens.
You're right.
You can wear orange.
And orange. That's what I was going to say.
We are good on football weekend.
Yeah, that was my pointed question to Nicole was who's going to look best in Illinois colors?
Yeah, you.
Yeah. Okay.
Me.
All right. That's good. Okay. So we know about your hair. We know about your makeup. We know about your clothes. I want to know if you can give me any tips for like behind the camera, some ABCs.
Okay.
That I should keep in mind that you might tell a green reporter.
Well,
even about appearance. If you have any tips for them.
Oh, here I'm looking. I just realized we need a water break. And Dave's giving the signal for a commercial break.
Oh, okay.
Which would be perfect right about now as we drink our water.
And we are back. Jennifer.
Yes.
Before we broke, you asked you for some ABCs, some tips.
Oh,
and you gave them to me kind of off air.
Oh,
you
okay.
said, keep these in your arsenal.
Yes.
We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Yes.
Don't want to miss it.
Yes. And what I would say is you can have that on a piece of paper for your next podcast.
Okay.
Ins and outs.
And
later, you and I can talk about this on camera, right? And just kind of ins and outs. So then when Dave gives you the high sign and then you can glance and then know it. And I'm telling you, in 2 months, you will not need that piece of paper.
Really?
Yes. This is going to become so easy for you.
Anything else? Are there any tips that you would give a newbie?
Well, okay, right there. I was just about to say this is, and I have used this for probably every reporter who's come through because in this business, you have to have a certain amount of ego, right, to do all of this and a bit of, you want to be a perfectionist. And I remember when I was a new reporter, I did my first live shot and I was terrible, right? Terrible. And I called the reporter whose job I took. She moved down and I called her and I was crying. It was so terrible. And she goes, you've been doing this for a week. What? I go, but I want to be better now. Yeah. And that's what you're doing. And that's what every new reporter who comes in, they want to be better day one. Yeah. But what you will realize and what I tell them is 2 months from now, watch back, watch yourself. And you will go, oh, you will see this improvement. But it's not unless you go back and watch yourself 2 months ago or 6 months ago or a year from now that you have prove it to yourself. You are going to just the leaps and bounds you're going to go. It's going to be amazing.
Well, that
just comes with doing it over and over.
I'm taking away is you need to watch yourself.
Yes. To a certain extent.
Okay.
Because I don't want you to get in the weeds about it.
Okay.
Right? And obsess about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Watch it. Take it with a grain of salt. And also, don't give yourself 10 notes.
Okay.
What I tell the reporters, and I think this would be anybody who's starting a new job, work on one thing. Okay, this week you wanted to work on resting bitch face. Okay. Make that the one thing.
Okay.
Get good at that. And then fix the next thing.
Okay.
Because if you try, you will become paralyzed with, oh gosh, I did that wrong and that wrong. Like it's too many things. You can't focus on.
It's like a golf swing. If you change too many things, you're ruined for the game. Okay.
You're going to lose the naturalness, right? You are great in conversation.
Thank you.
And you want the person that you're interviewing to feel super comfortable.
100%.
And if you're thinking about what's my face doing? Oh gosh, I threw that commercial break weird. You're going to get too hung up on it.
Yeah. And then I'm going to throw them off.
Yes.
That's my number one. That should be my number one objective is to make them comfortable.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Do you find yourself, you're the most seasoned reporter here. Is that true? You've been here the longest?
I've been here the longest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you in a coaching position often, a teacher to mentee?
Yes. That is actually, I would say, the majority of my job is spent teaching the younger journalists in the newsroom and how to do this.
Okay.
Between writing, delivery, fact gathering. I spend the majority of and people don't realize that, right? The time that I spend on TV is almost sometimes secondary to my job here at Channel 3.
Is that self-imposed, or that is part of your job description, is to be a mentor?
That's a really good question. It's not written down anywhere. Jennifer, you're supposed to be one of the people to do this. But how I live or how I work is that the more successful they are, the more successful the newscast is as a whole. And I am part of this team.
Okay.
So I'm going to pull everybody up that I can. And let's have the best newscast that we can. Because if people are taking the time to tune in and get their information from us, I want to do it right. They're taking, and nowadays especially, if they're sitting down and turning on their television to watch us, we should be honoring that decision. They could get their news from anywhere, but they're choosing us.
Can you fake chemistry with a fellow reporter on screen?
I can. I'm going to be real honest with you.
Okay, really?
Sure.
Okay. So that comes with experience.
Yes.
Okay, and personality maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
I will say to that, that if you are not if you don't have a pleasant personality just in general, that's hard to fake.
Okay.
But me, myself, even if you don't have a pleasant personality, I can pretend you're the greatest thing on earth. Right? Because again, I want to make sure that the people tuning into us, it's a good experience for them.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna, we're having a great time. Now I have to follow that up with, especially right now, and I mean, my gosh, I've been here for a long, long time. I have been blessed with the people who I've worked with.
Sure.
I don't know how I could have done it this long without these people who have come into my life. And even though they don't work at Channel 3 anymore, they're still in my life. I mean, Derek Faber, who was a meteorologist many moons ago, when was he chief? I mean, that was so long ago. He lives outside of Indy. He helped build my daughter's bed when she moved to Indy.
Oh my goodness.
Judy and I still get together about once a month.
Okay.
I go over to her house and we talk. I mean, I have a list of people who I have still kept in touch with.
There's been a very familial feeling here.
So when I say I can make sure that it's always pleasant with people, the ones who it's been very few and far between.
Okay.
And right now, I will say that this reporting staff that we have, oh my gosh, these young people, I want to hug them on a daily basis because they are doing such a good job.
Oh,
they really, really are. They care so much about the job that they're doing, the people who they are interviewing, the stories they are telling. They want to be better.
Yeah.
They are like sponges. And that makes my job so much easier.
So
it makes me want to come to work.
Being in the coaching role. You like that role?
I do. If I ever get tired, because it's a long time, right? Of maybe repeating yourself, having those same conversations with every new person who comes in. Did you watch ER back in the day?
I did.
So I see it as, Dr. Mark Green, he trained those interns year after year after year at Cook County Hospital or whatever.
Sure.
I see this as we are a training ground.
Okay.
And so Dr. Mark Green never got pissed off at people or upset or lost his patience. And so I channel that.
Okay.
I channel that energy.
Yeah.
That they're learning. It's not their fault that they haven't been here for 20 years. So let's treat them with the same respect that you would anybody else. And repeat those stories and get them good. And then it's heartbreaking because then they get good and then they leave.
That's what I was going to say.
And that's hard because you have poured your heart and soul into these people, but then you have to see it as same way with your kids. Eventually they're going to walk out the door and you hope that you've done a good job and set them up and made them strong. And that they will carry on what you have taught them. And so I think that when Gabriella Mirando took a job in Indy and she's doing so good over there. And I'm like a proud mom.
Okay, interesting.
Right?
Just like kids, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So why did you choose, because obviously you're talented, to stay here, to stay put, when everyone else may transition off?
Right. So I never thought as a kid in the suburbs that I was going to stay in central Illinois. U of I was a place, go to school. And then the game plan, right, is you stay here for 2 years and then you go jump to mid-sized market. And then eventually you try to get to Chicago so your mom can watch you on TV. And I fell in love. My husband was here. He got a job in Champaign. And then it was, okay, let's move on. And then I got promoted. And then, okay, let's move on now. And then I'm pregnant. And then you realize, why am I trying to move on?
Sure.
I've got a great gig.
Yeah.
And it became more important for me to have a good support system for my family, as opposed to being a big fish, right? I can be a big fish in a small pond here.
Sure.
And I was able, because I had been here for so long, I was able to, when I felt, okay, I had been doing nights for 22 years and I went to my boss and I said, I'd really like to cut back and not do the 10 o'clock anymore. And thankfully the powers that be took me up on it.
Wow.
And I was able to not have to work late nights anymore. So.
Okay. And we will be right back to finish up that conversation. Okay, and we are back.
It's hot in here.
Are you
hot?
See, you're the being focused on.
Oh my gosh.
But you're worried about your shirt, you're sweating, you're
I know.
parched.
I said, am I pitting out? This is, if you want to give people the real Jennifer Roscoe.
Yes, please.
She has hot flashes.
Oh no. That's the worst.
Yes.
So is this a higher anxiety environment than downstairs shooting? Just because it's different?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
I said to you, I go, I feel like I'm talking too much.
Okay, you're not.
I feel like I'm boring.
No, you're not.
I spent too much time talking about this.
You're getting in your head. That's what you'd say to me.
I'm getting in my head. So see, just like anybody else.
Okay.
Yes. Because it's different. It's different.
I understand. Just like the camera is different.
Yeah. So anybody listening or watching, I hope I'm not boring.
No, you're not. You're not at all. We love to hear about the pit sweat and all of that. So before we went to break, you mentioned people moving on and you staying behind. You also mentioned that this game, this industry, there's some ego. Do you feel like you have to explain yourself when you're sticking around and not moving that ladder all the time?
No, I really don't. Maybe when I go talk to U of I students and they're looking at you and judging you a little bit.
Sure.
But that's because they don't have the years of experience to realize that when you are in your 50s, it doesn't matter where necessarily your job is. Is your home life good? Are your kids happy?
They're not married with
They're
kids.
not married. They're super focused on career, which is fine and great. But no, I don't. I don't have any qualms about the fact that I never moved on to some bigger market and whatnot, because I have friends in this business who moved on to super big markets and burnt out. Because that's another thing. In these big markets, you're not allowed to make mistakes.
Oh, sure.
I can still stumble over words and I don't have to worry about them going,
it's not as high stress and pressure filled.
There is, because you're still delivering the news and you still have to be accurate and fair and all of the other things that go along with that.
Sure.
So there is still that stress of it, but I don't have to worry that or think about that 5 million people are are watching.
Sure.
I don't think about the number of people watching.
In terms of the process of getting the news on the air, are you writing the stories, finding the stories? Are you high enough that that's someone else's job?
I, for the most part, will read over the stories that the reporters and the producers write.
Okay.
And I copy edit them.
Okay.
I make sure that they sound right. We're not repeating words. They're conversational. They're concise. They're factual. It makes sense and a good story structure. So I spend the majority of my time doing that.
Okay.
Occasionally, I will say, okay, wait, I can write that up for you. But I am no longer leaving the building to go do interviews.
Okay. And that's an ideal spot to be in?
I would say yes. I remember the days of being on the side of a highway in a blizzard, telling people not to go out because it's so dangerous, but I'm on the side of a road in a blizzard. So I'm glad those days are behind me. So it's still, I don't though sit in an office with the door shut and not involved in what happens. The minute I walk in the door, there is a meeting where we all sit and discuss, okay, what stories are going to go in the newscast? People present the 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 5 o'clock, 4, 5, and 6 o'clock newscasts, excuse me. And we go over the story order. We talk about, okay, well, maybe that story should go here. Should we lead with this? We go over all of that, and I'm a part of that entire process.
And this is Monday through Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you maintain a straight face? And what I mean by that is, in this environment, this culture, how do you stay neutral when you are trying to tell these stories or goofy stories or sad stories? How do you maintain neutrality?
I will say that is not something that is difficult because that's just part of the job.
Sure.
I know that people sometimes will lump us in with the media.
Yeah, sure.
The media is this, the media is that. And what they're not realizing is when you are watching, say, network, either a CNN, a Fox, and MSNBC, at nighttime, those are no longer newscasts. Those are some of those are opinion shows.
Sure.
Those are a totally different format than what we do.
Okay.
And so I would hope that people would be able to see the difference. We are never in a meeting going, ooh, can we find this angle on something?
Okay.
What we're doing is, okay, we got this message. Okay, we need to find somebody who on this side of it and somebody on this side of it. And let's be sure we tell all sides of the story.
Okay.
I know that's blowing. Some people are going, oh, sure. I would encourage one of those people to sit in on our meetings.
Because that's the intention.
That's the intention.
Okay.
Is just to be neutral. So it's not hard for me to stay neutral. But you also ask sometimes when it's silly, I'm silly, right? And so I don't mind cracking up on TV. Right? I will say that the hardest stories to deliver are the ones involving kids.
For sure.
And especially more so as becoming a mom. And when terrible things happen to children, those are the hardest stories
to deliver.
One of the first stories I ever had to report on was when it was the homecoming football game. So it was a Friday night, and a football player and his boyfriend, girlfriend, both on homecoming court, were killed in, it was a car train accident. And they sent me to the football game to do the story. And I had been a full-time reporter for just maybe a couple months. And I remember being at the game and people are yelling at me and calling me names and how dare you be here and what are you doing here? And then the boy who died, his best friend came up to me and he said, I'll talk to you because I want to tell you what a great guy he is.
Oh, wow.
And I got back in the car and then I was sobbing. I mean, it's still, I think about it, it's hard to tell. And I said to the photographer who had been there for so long, I said, I'm so sorry that I got emotional. And he said, don't ever lose that. For as long as you do this job, keep that in your heart when you deliver those stories, because you're going to do it all the time. And so when I am on air, that is what I am thinking of. I am thinking of the fact that even if it's a 20-second story about a deadly car crash, I think about, what if that person's family is watching me talk about their loved one dying? And I want to make sure that they know that I am taking care with that story. And so I'm not faking any of that. That is what is in my head as I'm reading those stories.
Well, it still impacts you now.
Absolutely.
Just telling me. I mean, it's nothing but makes you seem authentic, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Taking a little right turn.
Yeah.
I want to talk about some of the story specifics right after we come back from break. And we are back. And before that wonderful segue, I want to talk about some very specific stories.
Was really good. You did
Thank
good.
you. I'm getting,
you did well.
It's getting better. It's almost over and it's getting better. I want to talk about some specific stories.
Okay.
If you can try to wrap your mind around those moments.
Yeah.
An embarrassing moment for you or someone else you were reporting with?
So it's why that's a hard question to answer is because I don't get embarrassed.
Really?
I really don't. When I'm telling you that I once at an Our Town spit a cricket out of my mouth in a contest.
Oh my God.
When I'm telling you that apparently I'll do anything for television. So I don't really get embarrassed.
Wardrobe malfunction? A look that didn't hit right?
I mean, because my mistakes, I just
own them.
I own them.
Yeah.
Right? I know that I have been really bad on television many, many times.
I disagree.
So I don't know. I think it's just one time I remember a bug dropped. I don't know where it came from, but it dropped onto the desk. And I was anchoring with Michael Marsh, and he just, as I'm reading, he just slams his hand down, and I jumped. I've had a bug on my face during the newscast.
That's something.
So
what about a story that you will never forget as long as you live? You kind of mentioned one prior to the break.
Yes, and I've told this story before because it had so much meaning to me. So I used to do these stories called Kids to Know.
Okay.
Where we would just feature a different kid doing something great, not just an athlete, which we do those stories all the time.
Sure.
But other great things. Maybe he plays chess exceptionally well. Maybe they play the cello. And mom called me and said, my son wrote a book. And he was, I forget, he was in grade school. She said, would he be a kid to know? And I went, oh my gosh, he authored a book? Absolutely. And she said, well, let me tell you, he has autism and he doesn't have any friends. He has never been invited to a birthday party. No one really talks to him. So I said, oh my gosh, of course we're going to do this. So we did the interview and he was great. And then the next day after it aired, mom called and she said they had closed circuit TV and they broadcast the story into all the classrooms. Everybody saw it. And she said, he is a rock star.
He became the most popular kid.
Everybody wanted to talk to him and someone asked him over for a play date.
Oh my God.
And so he went on and wrote another book after that and dedicated it to me.
Really?
And so he went on, he has met Temple Grandin. I mean, he just became this voice for the autism community. And to me, that was, okay, why, to go back, circle around, why did you stay here in this market?
Yeah, sure.
Because I was able to tell that story and feel like I had an impact
100%.
on this person who then went on and had so much influence on others because of it. Not saying he couldn't have done it without me. He would have done it without me. But if I maybe was able to improve his life even for a little bit because of the job I was able to do, if I was in Chicago, would I just be covering fires and crime and whatnot? Would they have let me do a story about a kid who wrote a book?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I was able to do it at Channel 3.
Yeah.
So the fact that we are still able to tell those stories here in Central Illinois and improve lives in that way means I'm in the right place.
You are in the right place. I'm going to tell you that. I want to touch on a few things because we were wrapping up, but there's a question that's, when I see you at the Y working out, okay?
Yes.
You don't have any anonymity anywhere. You can't go to Schnucks. You can't go to the Y without being Jennifer Roscoe or seen or stared at maybe. How do you?
It's interesting that you say that because I think nobody knows who I am.
Oh, that's
how I live my life.
Okay.
I'm not Judy Fraser. I'm just this girl who's been doing TV for a little bit. I do not think that people know who I am. So that's how I walk through life.
Okay.
And that's why when you see me at the grocery store, I am not wearing makeup. I've got my hair in a ponytail. I am in probably mismatched workout gear because I just don't care.
You don't
Which
care.
is a good way to live life.
Okay.
To not care. So you will see me. I remember I was going to the pharmacy and the woman at the pharmacy kept saying to me, "Oh, do you not feel good?"
Oh, that's terrible.
And finally
that's
I just said, "Ma'am, this is what I look like."
Oh,
I did change pharmacies. But
and they know your prescriptions. Everyone knows your prescriptions.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So honestly, I don't think I remember one time I read an interview with, I don't remember what athlete, but he said in there, "Don't believe the hype." I wrote it on a piece of paper and I keep it in my desk.
Okay.
You can say, "Oh, Jennifer," to my friends, I am just Jen.
Okay.
And to Tessa and Sophia, I am Tessa and Sophia's mom.
Yes.
And Tony's wife. And that is how I live my life, not as the TV person. And if people come up to me, great. And they say hi, that is perfect. If they stare, I get it. Because
what if you're in a bad mood and you don't want to?
You're never in a bad mood.
Jennifer, we're going to wrap on that. That is a high note to end on.
Woo!
Thank you so much.
You did great.
Thank you very much.
Don't worry about all of this business.
Okay.
You keep doing this podcast as you have always done, and it's going to be successful.
Thank you. I appreciate you. You're wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for listening to this week's HyperLocal show. If you like what you hear or you need anything from me, let me know at hyperlocalscu.com. Also, search and follow HyperLocalsCU on all social media. Like me, follow me. Bye.